1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's the word, what's the vibes? You know I got my big blue on, even though it's been a really rough couple of days for us for the past couple of days. As a Giants fan, I think the last 5 days have been really hard days for us Giants fans across the world. I'm not going to lie to you. First, we find out Malik Neighbors isn't playing on primetime Sunday Night Football. Then we play on Sunday Night Football and we get cooked. I don't want to say we get cooked. Defensively, we played probably one of our... That was probably like our third best defensive performance all season. Second best defensive performance. First one would have to be last weekend versus Seattle. Actually, no. I think this might have been like our best defensive performance now that I think about it. I'm not going to lie to you. Seattle was a good one. Browns was a good one. But this one on Sunday was probably one of the best ones that we've had in a long time. But that's a good thing, though. That means there's hope. That means that we're just a few pieces away. Just a few pieces. We're just a few pieces away. And with that being said, we're almost there. But then even worse news, Andrew Thomas is going to be out for some time. We don't know how long. He's seeing a foot specialist. We're waiting for that to come out. Obviously, he wouldn't be playing this weekend if he's going to be out for, we don't even know how long he's going to see a foot specialist. From what I've read, it doesn't sound good, which is not good, but I just want to clarify this. I had some people hit me up earlier, say, "Oh, hey, so I thought you were a Giants fan. There's a video of you with a Ravens fan stuff on." Yeah. I got Ravens stuff in my background. I got this Giants jersey on. I got the Giants right there. And then I also have a Titans jersey and a Rams jersey right behind me. So a lot of confusion going on. I am a Giants fan. But I have favorite players on other teams. So I, do plan on collecting a little bit of merch from all teams. Like for most teams, I'll have their jerseys, but Ravens, at that Ravens game, first of all, I went there with no jacket, thinking that, I left the house. It was like 78-ish when I left the house. Okay. It dropped to like a chilly 70 during the game. Okay. When I mean like it was a chilly 70, it was like a chilly. It wasn't like, like sometimes 70 could be really cool. It could be really chill. This was a very chilly 70. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, I'm not about to do this for the whole game. I'm going to go get me a hoodie. And I took that L. I paid that $85 for that hoodie. And yeah, it is what it is. I had to do what I had to do to stay warm. Y'all see me in the hoodie. So what? I mean, I wasn't buying a Bills one. I mean, they weren't selling Bills stuff there. But I wasn't buying a Bills one. So it is what it is. I'm a Giants fan all in all. I'm a Lamar supporter all in all. So, to answer the confusion, but let's just get into some things. Let's talk about some things. Week 6, huge week. Really solid performances all around. Obviously the better teams. And I just want to get into the recap of things for week 6, if you will. And we're just going to go through some of the things that we've seen here. I'm not going to box score watch for those who say, the Yankees are up 3-0. Bottom of the 4th. I love it. I'm not a box score watcher. I watched majority of the games. I can tell you what games that I didn't watch. I missed most of the Texans-Patriots game. I missed that. I did see some things where Stephon Diggs was Stephon Diggs. I seen where what's his name? Drake May. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't get his name. I seen that beautiful throw to Keyshawn Booty by Drake May. I did not catch that Eagles and Browns game. I missed majority of that because I thought that game was going to be a blowout. I mean, the only play that I seen was AJ Brown to Smitty, Slim Reaper on a drag route, crosser route, and he took it to the house. And then the other touchdown to AJ Brown. So I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts, Kellen Moore, and that offense is happy to have those two guys back. They should get the ground rolling, but I didn't really watch too much of that game. Because I definitely thought it was going to be a one-sided game. Seeing that the score was 16-20, I am going to look more into that because why the hell is that score like that? Excuse me. Packers versus Bucks. Packers versus Cardinals. I did not watch that either, but I seen like two passes from there, two on Twitter, that I did not like by Jordan Love. That were completions. They were completions. They're very lucky. The Packers and Jordan Love, they're very lucky that they don't have better DBs over there in Arizona and that he has really good wide receivers. Because Christian Watson caught a ball in a really tight window of 3, and then Romeo Doubs caught a please catch this type of throw to like the front pylon. So, yeah, I didn't watch too much of that game. I heard that Marvin Harrison went out on that game. So I would like to I'm going to keep an eye on that and stay up to date with that. Bucks versus Saints. I watched a little bit of this game. I saw Chris Olave go out. I watched up until halftime, and then I tuned into another game. Excuse me. Colts versus Titans. I did not watch that game, but I heard Joe Flacco and Josh Downs put on a show. I think that's his name. What's his name? Josh Downs, right? Yeah. Put on a show. I heard that. Broncos versus Chargers. I just finished rewatching that game earlier today. Justin Herbert looking pretty good. He's making those wide receivers look really good. Lad McConkey's looking really good. Quentin Johnson finally doing something with the ball. J.K. Dobbins and crew looking pretty solid. Bo Nix, I don't like the in-air throws, but I do like the deep shots that he took during that game. He made some pretty good throws, and Cortland Sutton made a really good catch in the end zone. That was a really well-played game by the Chargers. Not so much the Broncos, but by the Chargers. I did see PS2 go out to go get checked for a concussion. I don't remember what the status of that was. Excuse me, I keep yawning and I don't know why. I haven't yawned. Before I turned this live on, I was not yawning. Now I'm in front of this camera and I'm yawning. Steelers versus Raiders. I did not watch that game, but I am going to talk more about the Steelers in a few moments because there's some things that need to be discussed, and I will talk about that in a moment here. Lions versus move your mother. Man, the Lions was doing stuff to the Cowboys that I feel like in the NFL you just like as a there's only one NFL, okay, and to make it to the NFL is less than 1% chance, okay. So you are, when it comes to an athlete in this sport, you are the elite of the elite, making it to this club, this one of 32 clubs of elite athletes. And then there are elite athletes within those branches, right? So with that being said, there's no way in hell, for one, that there should ever be a 47-9 score. It's your home field at that. And then on top of that, you're letting the linemen line up at wide receiver, running routes. That is some high school shit, dog. That's some, like, I just feel like if the Cowboys, I don't think the Cowboys will bounce back from that. I think the Cowboys just start like going downhill. And me as a Giants fan, I really hate the Cowboys. I really despise the Cowboys, but I really have a lot of respect for their players. Like I really do respect Dak. I love CD. I love Diggs. I love Parsons, but like it's just not looking good for y'all. I'm sorry. And I really thought that the Ravens game, I said a couple weeks back, like, yeah, the Ravens game, you guys can drop because, you have guaranteed wins within a division. You're going to split with everybody in division minimum, right? So that's 3 wins right there. On top of the 2 wins that you already have, well, the 1 win because I was including the Giants in that split. So you might sweep the Giants. Actually, you probably should sweep the Giants now that Andrew Thomas is not going to be there, and yeah. So should sweep the Giants. So you have guaranteed wins on the table. But now that I'm really looking at it, after how y'all played the Giants, only beating them by 5 points, and then getting smoked by playoff teams is just, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Do I feel bad for the Cowboys? Absolutely the hell not. I don't. I don't feel bad for the Cowboys, and I'm not sorry. But I am, for the most part, a little bit shocked. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm a little bit shocked. Like, that you're getting blown out like this. Like, I can understand losing to better teams, but to get blown out is that's a monstrosity. That's terrible. Falcons versus Panthers. I'm very high on this Falcons team. And I said this off camera, and I've said this before plenty of times. This Falcons team, and this is going to be a conversation for when my co-host gets in here, when Meech gets in here. This Falcons team is really, really good. And I have a really, really hot take about not this Falcons team, but teams like the Falcons that make the playoffs. And I'm going to get into that a little later. Bengals versus Giants. Like I said, one of the better defensive performances, probably like a defensive masterclass by this Giants team to hold the Bengals to 7 points through 4 quarters, and then they accumulate 10 points in the last bit of the game, and to keep your very, very, very poor led offense into a game, into a shootout, not a shootout, but into a game, to keep them into a game with the Bengals. Now, I'm not really too high on the Bengals, because I mean, they are better than what their record shows, I will say that. But, I mean, when you lose to the Patriots, you're in a close game with the Giants all game. I don't know. It's I'm not going to try and negate, like, you were close with the Chiefs until the flag. You could have beat the Ravens with a field goal, but you missed it. You could have sealed the game at the end before the field goal, for real, and you could have sealed the game with a game-winning drive, but you put the ball in the air and, it gets intercepted. That gives the Ravens a chance. So, I mean, it's real iffy with me with the Bengals. I feel like if the Giants would have won that game, we're going to be looking at the Bengals very differently, but it's not over for them. Do I see them winning 11 more games? No. Do I see them making the playoffs? I'm not going to lie to you. If I was to say yes, I'd feel like a fool. Just because I feel like you can't lose more than 6 games, which they're 2 games away from in this AFC playoff race. I just don't think that they could lose 2 more games. And I think them having to go to Baltimore in a couple weeks, that's going to be a tough game, and I don't think they win that game. And then when they have to play the Steelers, that defense is very gritty. Excuse me. I don't know how this team will look by then, but I'm expecting them to split with the Steelers, and I feel like that right there, that's 6 losses, and that's not including the rest of their opponents. Let me look at their schedule real quick. They also have Philly. They also have a gritty Chargers team who has one of the better defenses in the league. They got the Broncos as well, another gritty defense. Hopefully PS2 is back by then. Titans should be a dub. They got the Browns twice still. So, yeah, it's just a lot of these games. I mean, some of these games they're favorable in, like the Raiders game, favorable. I'm not too sure about that Chargers game. I would assume they're going to split with the Steelers. Especially if both teams by the end of the year are playing for a playoff spot. I would most definitely assume that all starters are playing. They're most definitely splitting with the Steelers. I don't see them sweeping the Steelers. And if I'm wrong, but I don't see them sweeping the Steelers. I already said they're beating the Titans. I'm sure they're going to beat the Titans. Broncos should be a win, but I wouldn't put it past them to keep that game close. If the Giants can keep the game close with the Bengals through 4 quarters, I'm 100% sure the Broncos could do the same thing. Because their defense isn't too far off from ours. So I'm 100% sure that they can keep it super close. And then you also have, the Cowboys, which I don't know. I really don't know about that. Because the Bengals don't have too much of a running game. And I don't know where Micah Parsons will be by then, because that's going to be in December. I don't see the Cowboys playing for Tank, but I also don't see them. I don't know. What's the favor here? It's leaning towards the Bengals. So, yeah, I just think I see right here, I see 3 losses, and I just think like 10-7. It might get you to the playoffs, but I really don't think it will. Not for the Bengals. Can they get 8 more wins? Yeah. But they most definitely could get 3 more losses. So, yeah, that's just the little bit of recap. And then you had last night, the Bills and the Jets. Both teams realized that they needed a wide receiver, like a go-to guy wide receiver. I mean, the Jets already have Garrett. And they're still kind of like having some mishaps on offense. The Bills, their wide receivers were having Keon drop problems. Curtis Samuel not drop problems, but like inconsistent. Khalil Shakir, don't know how healthy he'll remain throughout the year, but he's a great slot option. And then you go out and go get Amari Cooper. Jets traded for Devontae. I'm about to talk about that in a minute. And like I just said, Bills got Amari. So we'll have to see. Both teams realized that they needed help. And that, for the most part, was interesting to see who they both went out to go get individually. So let me just add these 3 here. You just got some big things to talk about. But now my co-host is here, so now we can get it popping. Let's see. Yo. Yo. Alright, we got you live and clear, my boy. Let's go ahead and maximize your screen. Sup, my guy?
What's the word?
Hey, hold on. Say something?
Yo.
I thought I turned this down. Oh, that's why. Let's see. Say something again.
Yo.
Okay, cool. I got you. I just had to pull up my my iPad screen. You can see my iPad screen on your joint, right?
Yeah, I can't see nothing. No.
That's cool.
They can't wear it on.
I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to change that in a second. And we're going to go to notes. Turn that here. And can you see that now?
Your screen?
My iPad screen.
No.
It doesn't say like watch stream on it. Because I got my iPad screen up right here in the top.
Yeah, I see it. It's just a Discord thing.
And then it should say like watch stream right now. Because I got some things that I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Cool. Cool. I need to change
Yeah, I
my
see it.
sub goal too, dog. Do you think we can get 37 subs in a few days? I think we can. I just got to do my edits and my clips and post them. It's about to get real.
Facts.
It's about to get real argumentative here in a second, though. I just wanted to get you in here first. How you feeling?
Better if you had Devontae, but can't
Yeah,
complain, right?
yeah. I mean, that team right there at the top of your screen has Devontae. So, let's talk about it, man. The Jets played a game last night, and they felt like Mike Williams wasn't the answer, obviously, to go to on a crucial moment in the game.
Yeah.
I think they were already set in their mind that they wanted this guy even before last night's game. I just think last night's game. I mean, I can't even say that because you had a 100-yard receiver, you had a 70-yard receiver, and then you had a 100-yard rusher. So
Man, we all knew he was going.
that is true.
That man was in New York with A-Rod
Before they even
already.
announced it, yeah, he was out there. Sunday night actually.
You feel me?
Or well, no, not Sunday night. Monday night he was out there. Well, yeah.
Who knows when he got out there, but he was there.
Yeah,
he knew what time it was.
He was out there Monday night. He's already out there, and then he's at Aaron's house today. I saw him on Pat Mack's show today. Pretty cool moment though. It was a pretty cool moment when he showed up on the camera. It was pretty cool. What does this mean for the Jets? Does this put them back in Super Bowl contention talks?
We gotta see it first, but in theory, yeah. But I don't think the wide receiver core is a problem.
I didn't think the wide receiver
think
core was a problem either. I thought after last night, it's definitely that line.
Definitely.
It's definitely.
And they went out and improved the tackles. I just think it's like the interior is just like.
I don't know. Tyron Smith had a hard day yesterday.
Old. That man is old.
So was Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses also had a rough night last night too.
He was solid for us last year, though.
I mean, that's the thing. He started off a little rocky last year with y'all, but then it started to mold together. And I think that's what's happening with your line now. It started off a little rocky, and then it starts to mold together throughout the season. Your lines look pretty good in the last couple weeks.
I hate Filet.
I like Filet. They're getting better. You don't have 1,100 yards rushing.
Well, Ronnie looked back. Ronnie looked back right though.
Lonnie looked good off the ankle.
Ronnie is locking that left side up.
Ronnie looks good off the ankle. Yeah, I think that this trade was. I think the Raiders really got skimped on this trade, if you ask me, because it's a third that turns into a second if he makes either first team or second team All Pro, or he's playing on an active AFC Championship roster. So, question is it too late for him to make first team, second team All Pro this season? And then
What's the stat?
I mean, with missing 3 games, and then on top of that, are the Jets gonna make the AFC Championship? I think it depends on matchups. Like if they get let's say if I think that you guys will finish in the second. I think you guys will finish second seed. Let's say if they finish third. Let's say they win a division, finish third seed. Or if they finish
Anything will be fourth.
in their division.
Nah, the Texans gonna be above them. The Chiefs, the Texans, and the Ravens gonna be the best 3 teams in the AFC.
That makes sense. Okay. So yeah. So let's say they finish fourth. That means coming out they would play who? 5? 4 would play 5. 3 would play 6, 2 would play 7. Yeah, so yeah, let's say they play 5. 5 would most likely be Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah.
So
I think they can beat Buffalo with Devontae.
I would have to see.
Buffalo don't scare me.
Buffalo doesn't scare me neither, and that brings me to my not for the AFC at least, not for my AFC favorites. Let's bring me to my next trade right here.
But I do like I think Devontae and like A Rod, it's a spark that they already got. And like how they were saying like people don't talk to A Rod in the game. Like I think Devontae gonna loosen them up a little bit though. So
Get his mind right.
you feel me? Like make him approachable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like show people how to like approach him. Because Devontae gonna approach him.
I was like, yo, give me the rock right here, right? Yeah.
So I think that might loosen things up.
I think with this team, I think because people are asking, how would you play this team defensively? And like, because you have to worry about Devontae, you would have to choose who you want to double between Devontae and Garrett, and then which I think the answer is you have to. And then if you lighten the box up by doubling one of those guys and manning up the guy on the backside, whatever the case you want to do, you got a light box, and they proved last night that they could run the ball, given the opportunity to. And then you got to worry about that two-headed monster backfield, Brees and Braylon.
And G5 on the other side.
Yeah. So my thing, what I was saying is, if that O-line continues to play the way they played yesterday, I think, I still don't think adding Devontae, I mean, it helps, but only for so long. You know what I'm saying? It helps, but only for so long before once, people start realizing, like, okay, hey, like, we know he wants to get this ball out quick. Let's make this adjustment to get there so that if he thinks that we're, just confuse him a little bit. Make him check out of things. Shit.
At the point of time,
the Vikings had that man. They had that man looking confused out there. 3 interceptions. They had that man looking lost.
I don't think he's confused though.
He was confused. He was looking lost. He was looking lost. He was.
I'm not gonna say he didn't play well, but
he was looking lost. He needed a map. Okay, he needed a map. All right.
Yeah, sound good.
I don't know. I think in coverage scheme, I think teams shouldn't go away from what they've been doing versus the Jets. The better teams, at least.
He gonna kill you. Devontae gonna kill you.
Better teams, at least, shouldn't go away from what they've been doing versus the Jets. Because, again, I mean, the Bills don't have a really solid number one corner, in my opinion, like a top-of-the-line type of guy. I think they play a good overall team defense. So I'm not going to use them as an example. I don't even know. Well, yeah, the Vikings do. They have Gilly Lock. Is Gilly Lock still a premier CB1 in the league?
I mean, yeah.
He got the game-sealing interception when they played the Jets the last time.
Yeah, I seen him. I mean, is he what he was? Probably not.
No.
But he can get it done.
I'm trying to think, like, the teams that they played with solid cornerback number ones. Like the Patriots, and they played the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez did his thing versus G5. Followed him 90% of the time throughout the game.
Too, though.
Yeah, he did.
That was a good matchup.
That was a good matchup, and he held him to 33 yards and a touchdown that was in a super tight window, where like it was good defense, but it was a better throw, better catch. And I mean, you can't play defense any better than that, in my opinion, on that type of route, on a whip route, going outside. I don't even think it was a whip route. I think he was just. I can't remember. I know it was an out, and that's what it was. It was a rub route, and Gonzalez, I think he went over his teammate, and he still was able to cut underneath. He just got there just like a smidge too late. And then he went up against PS2, I think the week after or the week after, and PS2 held him to a pretty limited game as well. So in my mind, I'm not a defensive guru master. I'm not. You know me, I'm an offensive guy. I'm gonna draw that shit the hell up. Defensively, though,
Mhm.
being the type of guy that, as young as G5 is, I don't want to say he's inexperienced because he's been in the league for a couple years now, but as young as he is and what I'm seeing from him this season going against top guys, I think I would put my top guy on G5 and then I would double DA on the backside or the play side, wherever it is. But I know I'm manning up and I'm leaving my guy on the backside on the island, and you're gonna have to use G5 to beat me. And if my number one guy does what he's supposed to do, I like my odds versus that. That's just how I've seen, based off what I've seen from them in the last few weeks and the production I've seen from G5 versus those number one guys. This is just my opinion. Okay, now I don't know everybody's box scores or whatever the case may be. This is just general assumption, and there's no disrespect to G5 because I know what G5 can do. It's just based on what I've seen. But that brings me to the Bills. We said the Bills. So it's funny because people on Twitter said that Josh Allen and Lamar gets compared so much in different ways. And I don't like having to talk about the same guys over and over again, but it's so easy to when we're comparing the same people. They said they seen that Josh Allen couldn't beat Lamar for 6 weeks and went and got him a wide receiver one. Amari Cooper and Josh Allen together. I like it for them.
I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not like this. Don't move me as I thought it would.
I like it for them. Only because this is now you know who their go-to guy is.
Don't get me wrong. Amari is still nice. Like route running, exquisite. But I've always felt like something was just missing with Amari. Like
I think that Amari is.
Like he just don't got that dug, and it was just like.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he looked last year. It took him a little while to click.
Was that Gilly Rock?
That was years ago, and I still it still happened. I held on to that for a long time. I held on to that for a long time in that game versus New England when he was playing for the Cowboys. I held on to that for a very, very long time. But there are games last year that like Amari showed you like, yo, I'm still that dude, bro. I'm still like.
Yeah, he always was like he got the talent, so he don't flash here and there. I just like when it really counts, I just don't. He just doesn't scare me either.
I like Amari I like this move for the Bills. I think it helps out Josh Allen. Do I think?
Definitely.
Because he needed it bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. He needed it bad.
Struggle.
He needed it bad. Going 9 for 30 1 week. Going only $180 for the week prior to that. No touchdowns in the air on either game. One touchdown for one game. One touchdown through those 2 weeks, and then you go out, you play a division rival. Your defense, making it easy for your offense, giving you the ball back. You're making plays happen and stuff, extending plays. Josh Allen did Josh Allen things last night. But I think after seeing all those like game-changing drops, I think they were like, hell yeah, we need to go get a guy. And I think everybody, I read a good point today earlier in a group chat today saying that, teams are probably waiting for this Davante Adams trade to see to measure what their trade would be worth. You know what I'm saying? So
how many people got traded today?
A lot of people got traded today. Actually, well, not a lot of people got traded today, but Davante got traded today. Amari got traded today. Cam Akers got traded today. That was a surpriser. That just happened not too long ago. Which this was a surpriser for me that the Texans did this trade. I need to see what they got for that.
Cam wasn't really doing nothing for them.
Who wasn't doing nothing for them?
Cam.
What do you mean he wasn't doing nothing for them?
When Mixon was out, the run game really struggled.
I wouldn't say it struggled. Cam was doing his thug dizzle. Now, is he a starter? But I mean that second Joe Mixon wears and tears, and then Cam Akers brings that fresh that fresh power to you in that game. I do like him as a running back too, not so much as a running back one, but I do like him as a backup. I do like him as a backup. I'm very surprised that Minnesota is making this trade, being that they have what is his name?
Addison.
No, Jones, Aaron Jones.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
I forgot they got him.
Yeah, and maybe I know he was hurt, but I don't know for how long. Maybe that's probably why they traded for him. Cam used to play for the Vikings, and then he got released. So bringing him back, I mean, it'll be a familiar offense. He'll probably catch right up to speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays this weekend for them. Maybe the next weekend. And that's it for the trade.
I won't be surprised if Devontae play this week. You know, we said that hamstring would feel good.
I don't know.
Already know the offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, but I would also not be surprised if he doesn't play. I'm expecting him to come back not this weekend, but the week after. Especially if the Jets are like, yo, don't come back this weekend. Come back next weekend. That way, that second, I mean, it just depends. I think regardless, if they make it to the AFC Bowl in their mindset, that second is going to turn to a third, or that third's going to turn to a second. But, like, if they don't, per se, I mean, that AP poll or that All-Pro poll, you're not going to make that if you don't play a certain amount of games. And I think he's already behind that, being missing 3 games already in the season.
Thanks.
There's other trade talks going on. Myles Garrett might be on the trade block. We talked about that earlier off camera. Max Crosby may be on the trade block. Raiders might be turning this into like a super rebuild for them, loading up on the draft picks. DK Metcalf potentially. I seen DK Metcalf rumors. Maybe leave it Seattle because he's
the worst number 1 receiver I've ever seen.
Yeah, nah, I can't get with you on that one. I can't get with you on that one.
He just doesn't do it for me either. He's just a big bully.
I can't get with you on that one. I genuinely can't get with you on that one. Nah. I've seen too many crazy things from DK to say he's the worst number 1 wide receiver
What
ever.
crazy things have you seen?
What do you mean with crazy things? 150-yard games, 2-3 touchdown games.
Right, he's good, but he's the worst one.
No.
I'm telling you.
No, there's plenty of other guys that's worst ones. As far as like definitive number 1 wide receiver, is that what we're basing that on?
Yeah, he's the definitive number 1 receiver.
On a team, right?
One. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like, he's really nice, but like he's really bad at the same time.
Yeah, nah, sorry. I ain't even about to, nope. Nah. Can't do that with you.
I can't do it.
Nah.
He always like somewhere he messes something up. Fumbling, penalties, crashing out.
He do fumble. He did fumble last week versus us.
And he crash out.
I'd crash out too if I was playing for that team though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What you mean? Seattle supposed to be good.
Whatever you're messing with, stop messing with it. I can hear that. Whatever you're messing with, stop messing with it. Nah, I after watching what they did last weekend over the weekend, and he was like yelling at the OC, telling him, "Can we pass it? Can we throw it past the sticks?" I genuinely think I've seen games where Seattle will throw to DK for the first quarter, and DK will, by the end of the first, he'll already have 62 yards on like 2-3 catches, and then after that they won't go to him for the rest of the game. Or he'll start a game with like 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then they won't go to him for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen games where they've completely taken him out of the game plan offensively and not get him the ball. Now, I've seen games where he's gone up against number 1 corners, and number 1 corners have had his number. But to say he's the worst one you've ever seen is kind of crazy.
It's how I feel.
That's crazy. There's been...
I mean, bona fide one, though.
There's
Like,
other guys
like,
there's other guys that are like That's
Bonafide ones.
yeah. I'm letting it race through my mind right now. I'm letting it race through my mind. I was gonna say one guy, but I mean I feel like that's cheating because on any other team he's not a wide receiver one. So
Oh,
I was gonna say Darius Slayton.
yeah, exactly. I'm not talking about people like that.
I mean when you
I'm
compare
talking
him to
about
guys like I don't know if you want to compare him to guys like Chase, Chase,
JJ,
JJ,
Reed,
Reek,
CD.
yeah, those guys. Then yeah, I would put him at like bottom of the
That's what I'm
pile.
saying.
I'll put him at bottom of the
Where's
five.
the one? Like somebody that you like, we're gonna pay him, and DK got paid.
He did get paid, and
So
then
that's what I
everybody else
mean.
got paid significantly more than he did.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like he's just the worst
I would say
number
Christian
one
Kirk is
right
the
now.
worst number one because Christian Kirk got that
Christian
contract.
Kirk ain't no number one.
Shit, he was that number one. He got paid.
I don't even think he was number one when he got paid.
He was that one when he got paid. So I'm just saying, he's the one that started this whole like super contracts for wide receivers. If we're being completely honest, just like how Daniel Jones was the first one to start these new super contracts
He
for
definitely
quarterbacks.
started that.
So I'm just saying, like guys are looking like, yo, if Daniel Jones got this, what do you think I need to get? If Christian Kirk got this, what do you think I need to get? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's no disrespect to Christian Kirk. He's a great deep threat wide receiver, but I think his contract really super reset the wide receiver market like drastically, which is crazy to say. Back to these trade talks. Max Crosby to the Lions is very realistic per se.
Do you think so?
I would hope so. I just
Man, for him?
I would hope so. I just think that if the Raiders are going to do a full rebuild, you're going to do a full rebuild, you might as well get the most draft capital that you can get. Let's say the Lions know that they're going to be in the NFC Championship. It looks pretty blatant that they're going to be in the NFC Championship. Okay? Will I say will they make the Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't know because you still got to run into the 49ers. You still got to run into Minnesota because Minnesota's looking pretty good right now. We'll see how they look in 3 weeks. We'll revisit it in 3 weeks. Packers obviously got to run into Philly when once they start getting things clicking over there. I really do think once they start getting things clicking over there, we'll see Philly at full strength. I think these first 6 weeks have been absolutely horrible for them. Atlanta, things like that. When you run into those teams, we just don't know because the NFC is so wide open. Right now, it looks like it's Detroit's conference, fully and so. But
Detroit and Minnesota.
But you'll be drafting regardless from like 26 to 32. So with that being said, do you want to trade that? Yeah. Would you give up that first for Max, a first and a third, and then build up that draft capital? And then once the draft comes for Vegas, they're like, all right, we're like at like 7 or 8 in the draft. Let's trade up one of these picks so that we can move up to 1 or 2 and get the guy that we want. Shit. Hey, if you're gonna go full rebuild, get your new quarterback, you already got your tight end. You know what I'm saying? You got Christian Wilkins last year. That's not including free agency. Okay, so we don't know what they'll do in free agency. They already paid out a lot of their money. I don't know what their cap situation is looking like. We'll talk about that tomorrow, like what everybody's cap situation will look like for the future. Go for it, man. Like, it'll be bad. I mean, he just said he was a Raider for life, but business is business. And if you're going to be in one of the biggest, Vegas can be one of the biggest markets in the NFL, being where it is, in a name alone, Vegas. And then you have one of the most historic franchises, Raiders, in the NFL. You want to bring life back to Vegas? You want to stop being the stomper, the pushover of your division? Make it happen and make it happen fast. You guys can turn it around quick, just like the Texans did, just like the Bears did. You can do it quick. You just need that draft capital, I think.
Facts.
Myles Garrett on the trade block. From what I've seen on Twitter, I wouldn't be surprised if like that was a false rumor. I'm pretty sure it is. But at the same time, his contract is also coming up.
Yeah.
Do you want to pay him?
Looking for that bag.
Do you want to pay him? Somebody's gonna pay him. Somebody's gonna pay him. But my question is for the Browns: like, do you guys go in full rebuild mode and you pay him?
Might as well not pay him. Just go rebuild. Because you ain't winning.
They're not winning. Not at all. With week 6 closing and week 6 starting, I have some MVP odds. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
You need me? I don't know how I can zoom in on this.
I see it. You good?
All right. I don't think everybody else can know. So let me just go ahead and screenshot this. Hold up. Boom, boom. Let's just screenshot this. Zoom in.
There you go.
Boom. So we got some MVP odds. These are my MVP odds, by the way. Okay, this is who I wrote down. You could swish it around, move it around if you like. But as of right now, these are my MVP odds. After week 6, I know it's still early. It'll change week to week. It changes week to week. But after week 6, Lamar Jackson's number 1. Back-to-back 300-yard games. Back-to-back 3+ touchdown game. Actually,
no, he only had 1 touchdown.
1 touchdown. He didn't have a rushing touchdown, did he? No. So he had the 1 touchdown. And he had 3 touchdowns the week before. He had 4 touchdowns versus the Bengals. How many touchdowns did he have versus the Bills? 3? 2 in the air, 1 on the ground?
Something like that.
So, yeah, like I was saying, back-to-back 3 touchdown games, and then another game, back-to-back 300-yard games. I mean, hey. He's playing at his MVP. He's playing like he did 2019. I said this. I said when Lamar dropped his weight to his unanimous MVP form weight, and Lamar is going to play at that, like, if we get a blend of 2019 Lamar with last year Lamar, that's going to be.
I feel like he's even better than 2019 Lamar.
That's what I'm saying. If we get a blend of both of those two, because I thought last year's Lamar was better than 2019 Lamar from just a pure quarterback standpoint, but now we get a blend of the two. I'm really liking that. I'm. This is obvious to me. He's playing like the top dog in the league. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes, who is 5-0, and he, you can't really knock him down because he's beaten Lamar this year. But I just don't like how I don't like the touchdown to interception ratio that I'm seeing for Patrick. Yeah. But I mean, Lamar Jackson, everybody that they said was that he was going to lose to, he's beating right now. The only exception is Patrick. And then you have the hiccup versus the Raiders, but he's been really perfect since then. Damn near perfect since then. I would like to see, who do you guys have this weekend? Tampa Bay. That's going to be another good test, especially coming off the win they just came off of.
Baker.
If he curb stomps them, this just moves him really up higher and higher. Next up is Derrick Henry. What he's done for the Ravens has been absolutely astronomical. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's the closer. He is everything that you guys need him to be. Not needed, but need him to be. That's
why I don't think they're gonna give it to Lamar, because I think they're gonna counteract each other.
I don't know. I feel like how can you ignore if Lamar, like, he's on pace to throw for like 4 bands, rush for 11, have 30+ touchdowns on the air and like 10 on the ground, and I think less than 10 interceptions. So that what we're talking 40 total touchdowns and 6,000 total yards, damn near, and. Is that not MVP? And you're at the top of your division, and you have like a top 3 spot in the playoffs. That's not an MVP.
I mean, if he throws for 4 and rush for 1, then he's gonna win it. But
and being at the schedule that y'all got, There's no way that he doesn't do that. There's no way being at the pace that he's playing at. Like, you just went in a shootout with Joe Burrow for 300 yards. You just went in a shootout with the Commanders and you threw for 300 yards again. Yeah, there's probably going to be games where, like, you throw for like 180 to 225 and things like that. We'll probably see that. But I just don't see this offense de-escalating anytime soon. I don't. I'm being as subjective as possible without being biased. Because I am a fan of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. As you can see, I got Derrick Henry jersey right above me.
Right now he got how many rushing yards?
He has, I think, 400 through.
Yeah, it's not showing.
400.
Yeah, he's projected to end with 4,300 yards.
Yeah, passing, right?
Yeah.
And then rushing.
Yeah, just cool. He has 403 yards right now. So if we project that. Yeah, that's not that big enough. Well, they play 6 games already?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he should be around 1K.
I mean, through 6 games, you have 400 rushing yards. I would think in the next 6, you would accumulate another 400. And then that leaves you with 4 games.
Well, nah.
6,
Yeah.
3 games. So, wait, 6, that's 12. 5 games. I don't think he'll play that last game. So, yeah, 4 games. And
Yeah, he could. Definitely could.
in 10 more games, he can most definitely accumulate 600 more yards.
Yeah.
And be at 1,000, and then I know there's going to be games where he rushes for he scrambles for a touchdown. There's going to be. I think he breaks Michael Vick. Yeah, man, there's no way. And you're breaking Michael Vick's. He broke Cam's record.
Oh, you talking about the most rush all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
If he breaks that record too, this season, before week 16, or by week 16?
Think Derrick Henry go for 2K for the second time.
That'd be crazy.
2K and damn near 20 touchdowns.
What if they both, but that's what I'm saying, but what if they both put up them type of numbers?
That's why
I mean, you can't sit there and then give the MVP to, like, you could give the MVP. Somebody's both of them. It wouldn't surprise me if you gave one MVP and one Offensive Player of the Year.
If Derrick Henry go for 2K and 20 touchdowns, that's insane.
He could get MVP. And then if Lamar go for 48 and 1,000 and damn near and 40 total touchdowns, that you can't. Who else would you give Offensive Player of the Year to? If you give MVP to Derrick.
Yeah, that's crazy if he sweep that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very unlikely, though, because I'm pretty sure they'll probably try and give it to, like, CJ or somebody else that's balling too. But you know what I'm saying, though. Like, I think it's very possible if they put up those numbers projectedly. And being able to strength of schedule as well is very important. So to take that into consideration for everybody else that doesn't like to listen, strength of schedule is very important. 3 would be Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's balling, and then until I see otherwise, I mean, the one game I didn't like by him was that Packers game, but that was just about it. Every quarterback has had like a bad game so far this year, and that was his worst game, and he came out with the victory. So Sam Darnold's at 3, and he's on a bye week, so I can't really, move him off this list. Jaden Daniels is at 4, balling. Mr. Jaden Daniels, he balled versus y'all. No turnovers, clean game. He just didn't, that defense couldn't come up with the stop to stop you guys. I think once y'all got the ball back, that was it. I don't think y'all. I think the game was over from there. I think you. That's the thing. Like y'all finally figured it out. I wish I would have figured it out week 1, but y'all figured it out. I wish I really would have figured it out week 2 as well. But y'all figured it out. It took y'all 2 weeks to figure it out, and once y'all did, Y'all got the formula. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows what's coming, and they can't stop it. That's what I like about y'all. They can't stop it. And then C.J. Stroud at 5, baller, straight dog. C.J. Stroud.
He just don't keep dueling right now.
Dog, man, dog work. Like when I talk about like quarterbacks who are some of the best 2-minute quarterbacks in the league, I feel like 2-minute offenses are so unappreciated, and they're not talked about enough. CJ is like up there with the best of them when it comes to 2-minute quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was to give you like 5 guys, I don't think I can name like more than 5 guys better than CJ in the 2-minute. I don't think I can.
You can't name 5 quarterbacks better than CJ. Period.
No. Well, no. Go through them. Lamar, Patrick, Josh.
I don't know. I rather if you say CJ or Josh, who you going?
Probably Josh.
I'm ready to hurt somebody's feelings.
I would probably go Josh for right now. I love CJ though. I really do love CJ, but I'm not gonna discredit everything that I've seen from Josh though.
Josh is amazing too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not gonna discredit everything I've seen from Josh, but I love CJ. If CJ could do it again this year, and he's already on a good pace, if CJ could do it again this year, he will most definitely change my mind. I will most definitely. But
and Burrow is still balling.
And Burrow too. Even his L's, he's still winning. Dog, that performance on Monday, I really don't like. Burrow's still balling.
Lamar, Burrow, Allen, CJ. That's the top 5 QBs on me.
Lamar, Burrow, Allen, CJ. Not Dak.
No, Mahomes.
Lamar, Allen, Burrow,
CJ.
Dak.
Or fuck.
I'm just gonna keep going through them.
Hey, Dak and Dak is the highest paid quarterback.
I'm just gonna go through them. I'm just gonna go through them just so I don't want to miss anybody. You feel me? I don't want to be disrespectful and miss anybody. Okay? I just want to go through them. So we just said no to. All right, so let's go through them. Dak.
No.
Obviously not Trevor Lawrence. Obviously nobody in Miami. Obviously nobody in Carolina. Sam Darnold, he's just getting a resurgence. So I mean, and he did outplay CJ when they went head to head.
I'll take CJ.
Okay, Jordan Love.
CJ.
Gino.
CJ.
Glock 30.
CJ.
I do like Glock 30 though.
So do I.
I do like Glock 30. I love watching.
He's in that like 6 to 9.
I do love Block. I love I can't like that. He is a baller. That is a hidden gem in the rough right there. That's.
Are you taking him over CJ?
I don't know. I'm gonna take CJ. I'm sorry, Brock Purdy. I'm taking CJ. Who else?
That's it, bro. Matthew Stafford, CJ.
A-Rod.
Jared Goff, CJ.
A-Rod.
A-Rod, CJ.
You said that with a straight face. Yeah. That's crazy. He said that with a straight. Jaden Daniels.
Get your old ass out of here.
Jaden Daniels.
So CJ.
Caleb Williams. Stop messing with whatever you're messing with. Stop messing with it.
CJ. CJ over everybody.
All right, so I can see you at 5. Okay, I'll give you your 5. That's your 5. Okay, all right.
Like really, by the end of the year, CJ must probably 3.
Over Allen and Burrow.
Burrow's been balling. So is Allen. We just gonna keep that just stuff up.
I mean, listen. A lot of people are like, when people probably rewatch this, they'll probably like say, when I clip it up, they're gonna be like, Allen ? Allen ? Allen. I cannot let y'all MVP god Josh Allen go 9 for 30, 1 touchdown, and just let that be a forgotten game. No, sir.
Put that. CJ over Allen right now.
And then
Right now.
and then the week before, okay, Allen versus Lamar. Everybody was saying, "I'm taking Allen over Lamar. I'm taking Allen over Lamar," and Lamar popped the squat over him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay,
It was the real belt.
it was
Real belt
it was
boys.
bad news out there for him. It was bad news out there for him. Okay, this
Coming
past
off of
weekend,
two L's, wasn't that our third game?
that was the fourth
I'm out
game.
for 0-2.
That was the fourth. That was y'all 0-2. Y'all played the Cowboys, then y'all played the Bills.
Oh, boy.
So
One
so
and two.
so y'all
Willie
would
gave the boys real belt.
so yeah,
And it was undefeated.
yeah, that was their first L. They went through a gauntlet these 3 games and they came out 1-2. Not what most Bills Mafias wants to see, but I mean, y'all see what y'all are when y'all go up against, playoff contention. You know what I'm saying? You see where you measure up. And with this addition, this is why I like this addition of Mario
He
Cooper.
barely beat the Jets.
You barely beat the Jets.
But that's another day.
I think the Jets kind of beat themselves with all the penalties and stuff.
I don't know.
But they have a pretty sweet schedule coming up, so they should rock out for the rest of the. Let me just pull up their schedule real quick on my phone. They have the Titans next weekend. They have the Seahawks after that, who I expect to bounce back. They got the Dolphins. That should be a dub. If I don't know if Tua's playing and I don't think that
It don't matter.
that's a dub. Colts.
They got like 4 straight dubs in a row.
Colts. If the Colts,
Easy money. And then they play Chiefs, Niners, Rams, Lions. Okay, then start getting a little.
yeah, they start getting a little gauntlet like. That last game, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 last game stretch. I got them.
Nah, because the Rams.
I got them going. I got them 4-3.
That might be a healthy win.
Hopefully it is, but because I do like that Rams team, but they're already 1-4. They're not gonna dig themselves out of that hole. They might even can it by then. I ain't gonna lie to you. Start loading up on these draft picks now that they're starting to get them back.
Arizona.
No.
You said they're 1-4, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Nah. I'm good. Yeah, we'll have to see what and that's at a lot of these games. A lot of their big games are at home. Chiefs is at home. Chiefs at home. 49ers at home. Lions at Lions. Whew, it's gonna be a hard one. Home versus the Patriots. Home versus the Jets. Away for the Patriots. I got them going 4-3 in that. I can see them going 4-3 out of that. I think they're gonna drop one of these. I don't think they finish 3-0 at the end of the season with the Patriots, Jets, Patriots. I think the Jets, they're gonna split with the Jets, and they might potentially get upset by the Patriots. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Patriots normally play these guys really well, and the Patriots might play for upset by that time. Lions, I'm sorry, I'm taking the Lions that game. Everybody's seen what happens versus the Bills. They can't stop the run for Jack dog work. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you really get the ground game going on these guys, they really don't stop the run too well. We've seen that in the Ravens game, and we've seen that in the Jets game too. It's just the Jets did not come through. So, and that's the one thing that the Lions are perfect at, is running that damn pill. That I got the Lions winning. The 49ers, I think the 49ers do come in and potentially pull that upset off. Chiefs, and if the Chiefs don't make a wide receiver trade, like they trade for a number 1 guy, I don't know. I really don't know. And then so these are my 5 MVP odds. I like that. I like that a lot. Did I have anything else on here? No, I didn't. So we're gonna go back to my screen real quick. I'm gonna mute this. He went on a break. So yeah, that was my MVP takes for the week. After week 6, going into week 7, Thursday night football. We got some. Hold on, let me see. What do we have for this week? Opening this week, Thursday night. Let's see. I think it's another division game, is it not? Is it not another division game to open this week up? Let's see. Search NFL. Week 7. Why is it taking me so long to do this? No, it's not. It's the Broncos versus the Saints. 3-3 Broncos versus the 2-4 Saints. So I mean, if PS2 is playing, I doubt that he is because he just came off a concussion protocol. And I don't know if Derek Carr is playing. This might be a defensive game on Saturday. On Thursday. I said Saturday, looking at something else. And then I'm trying to think what the big games are this weekend. Packers versus Texans, huge. Lions versus Vikings, huge. Seahawks versus Falcons, another big game. Bengals versus Browns, huge. Chiefs versus 49ers, huge. And then Jets versus Steelers, huge. The Jets need that win bad. Steelers, not too much. And then Monday we got a doubleheader. The Chargers and the Cardinals, and then the Ravens versus the Bucks. Obviously, I would be watching that Ravens game because Chargers and Cardinals is not going to be a fun game to watch. Because I don't think Marvin Harrison will be playing. So, with that being said, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. If you watched the video on a rerun, love you guys. Drink some water. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll look a little bit more awake. I'm just super tired. So, Meech said bye. He just had to go do something. Until then, though, y'all be easy. Peace.
3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.